To the Backwoods Gourmet Key West to Denali series, episode 1 here in Boyd's Campground, Key West, Florida. Terrible wind ever since we've been here. Brought the boat with us, went out brave today, caught one keeper, couldn't get offshore at all, just so rough out there. But what we're going to make today in Key West is a key lime pie, and we're going to do it in the Dutch oven. I'll show you how to do that now. And there's one of them Key West roosters right in camp. All right, the first thing we're going to make is our crust. We're going to do some scratch. Other than we got the graham crumbs that are already crumbled. I thought maybe somebody would start making these where you didn't have to do it yourself. Need a tablespoon. Graham cracker crumbles. A little sugar, about 1/4 of a cup, and then we got some melted butter that we already melted on the camp stove here. I'm going to mix that together till they're well incorporated. Y'all gonna have to bear with me on camera angles here. It's bright out. Not the studio. We're in camp. I'm going to mix that sugar with the graham cracker crumbles. Break up any lumps in the sugar. Mix that real even. Alright, I'm going to start putting in some butter. I'll put about half in to begin with. Start mixing that together. And what we're wanting to do is wet all these crumbles, but we don't want them to be sloppy. Alright, and sometimes it takes a little time to see what you got before them all is soaked in. So run them around real good in there, a couple minutes, and then leave it to the side for just a sec. So after the first wetting, I'm just going to give that just a teaspoon or so vanilla extract. This is real pure vanilla extract. Kind of stir that around there real good. We're going to use some more of this in our filling. That's good in that crust too. And what we're looking for is it to be able to pinch it and stay together. Still not there. So we need some more butter. And we might have to even melt some more. We'll see. So it looks kind of like that right there. And you can smush it with your spoon and it kind of stays where it's at. That's when it's right. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to press this into our pre-prepared Dutch oven. Then we're going to get some charcoal started and we're going to bake the crust off. So what I've done with the Dutch oven is I coated the inside of the Dutch oven liberally with butter, and then I pressed my parchment paper into the butter. I made some sides in here because we're going to have a meringue topping. Don't really want that to stick at all. So what we're going to do is start with about half of our graham cracker crumble in there, and I find that the best way to make these sides of this crust is get in there with your fingers. I just washed my hands, so we're going to get in there and just move it around to the edges evenly. Try to get it an even mixture and just press it toward the side of the Dutch oven. Backs of your fingers work great. Alright, just scoot it from the middle out to the sides. Doesn't have to be super freaking even or none of that, you know, as far as height goes. You do want to try to get it even thickness if possible, so it'll cook evenly. Alright, got that on the sides, looks great. Now let's put the rest in the middle. Knock that all out of there. And we'll just spread this evenly with our fingers. Scatter it all around the bottom. And then using the back of our hand, I'm going to press it down. Alright, now to protect this for right now, because it's so damn windy, Put the lid back on it. I'm gonna get some charcoals ready and we're gonna bake that real quick just to get it set. Alright, so we got our charcoals going here pretty good. And gonna get ready to bake off that pie crust. The number 10 Dutch oven. I want to put 5 on the bottom. Not that I'm a big coal counter, but about 5 on the bottom out to the edges. Alright. Set our Dutch oven on there. We're limited for space here, guys, so you see I've got a protector down, and the wind is just making everything 10 times harder. Solid ring all the way around the top. I'm going to give a little space. Nice spacing around the top. I'm going to bake that off about 350. Let's put maybe one more on there. 350, 375. We want that sugar to melt. Alright, so let's make the Denali's recipe. 3 egg yolks. And we're just using the recipe right on the back of Denali's. Okay, half a cup of Denali's. I'm gonna guesstimate. Okay, about half a cup. Pretty good at guesstimate. Been doing it all my life. I'm going to put, not on the recipe, a little bit of zest from an actual key lime. These are no longer grown in the Keys. Just land is too valuable here in the Keys to be growing crops on anymore. But back in the day, they used to grow these for sailors for a source of vitamin C, to keep sailors from getting scurvy on long voyages. And when they would get the land and they would have scurvy, they could buy these from the locals for their source of vitamin C. 1 14-ounce can sweetened condensed milk. Get the good stuff, not the shit from Walmart. All right. Eagle brand. 1 full 14-ounce can. I put that little bit of key lime zest in there just to make it a little bit more tart. I like it that way. I like to juice it up a little bit. Or if you don't have key lime, you use your regular lime you get at the grocery store. Alright. Gonna mix that till it's nice and smooth. Our pie fillings are going to be good to go here in a minute. And we saved the whites over here on the side. We're letting those get up to room temperature, which our room temperature right now is pretty high, but those need to be warmed up. You can't be cold. We're going to make a meringue topping for this. So that crust is smelling done. Let's go in and take a quick look at it. We're only just pre-cooking it. Let it get set first before we. That looks perfect. Starting to turn a golden brown. Starting to melt down a little bit. Going to go ahead in with our filling. I got ashes swirling around. If you don't like a little, if you're totally paranoid about little ashes in your food, then maybe this kind of deal is not for you. But if you're like me and it's like that just makes it taste better, then hey, make sure you're hitting that subscribe button, okay? Alright. That looks pretty good. I'll put the lid back on. I got some more charcoal standing by. So I can finish this up. So the wind is really blowing all the fire around off my pot and everything. I mean, it's crazy. So I don't even know if it's going to cook, but we're going to give it a shot. I just added like 5 or 6 more on the top, 4 or 5 more around that very outskirts on the bottom, because it's not going to, you know, that's what I keep telling y'all, everybody who's asking me for cook times. In this particular situation, I don't know how long it's going to take. I know we're going to check on it every once in a while. I got a wind blocker, but I don't know if it'll even stay here in 30-mile-an-hour wind. I mean, I can break it out and try it, but I don't got any confidence it's real light. Come on, bud. Southernmost point. There we go. I'm going to attempt to make this meringue out here in the field, camping in a 30-mile-an-hour wind. You're going to need a whisk and some elbow grease. Alright, I'm going to start whipping them babies up. And it's going to take a little bit to do these by hand. And you want to kind of make little circles with your whisk. Like that. Alright, as soon as I get them a little bit foamy, just for a little flavor to them, I'm going to add just a dash of vanilla extract. We'll go a little bit more with them. Get that incorporated in there real good. Now, cream of tartar. This is pretty important for this deal. And it's about 1/3 of a tablespoon. I don't have a tablespoon or any fancy measurement. I'm going to use the back of the spoon. I'm going to kind of guesstimate about 1/3 of a tablespoon cream of tartar. And we're going to go again. And we're going to keep going for a while. Okay, once they get to pretty white and foamy state, we'll put a little bit of sugar in there. Maybe a 1/4 cup, a little more. Alright. That's going to sweeten them up and help with this process of as that sugar dissolves. It's going to thicken them up. Last time I made these with the machine, the beater, the handheld, and it worked pretty good. But it's a lot of work to do it by hand. What should it look like when it's done? Give that pot a tap. These ashes are swirling everywhere. That's what it should look like when it's done. That right there, my friends, is done. We're gonna set it off over here off any of the heat. Going into this key lime pie right now. try to get her is, you know, it's a graham cracker crust, so, and it's homemade, but it looks like it's holding up pretty well. The first one's always the hardest one to get out, even though I got a pie knife. Are you kidding me? Look at it. Look at that. Right here at camp in a Dutch oven from scratch in Key West. In Key West. So actually I didn't cut that very symmetrical, but the second slice is always easier to get out. But man, look at that. Oh, look at that. So I wanted you to see, you know, close this video. It's not impossible to do even something as complicated, or maybe you think it's complicated, as a key lime pie at camp. And we just proved it right here. Key lime pie in Key West in a 30-mile-an-hour wind. And I'm gonna go in, take a little bite of that. That is fantastic. It tastes just like key lime pie is supposed to taste. It's creamy. I love the meringue and not the like Cool Whip or whipped cream topping. It doesn't cover up the flavor of the key lime. So you can do it. I know you can. Remember, hit that subscribe button. Follow us along this whole adventure. We're, again, as I explained in the first part of the video, going from here all the way to Denali National Park and Mount McKinley in Alaska. Be cooking along the way, and I'm going to show you all of our adventures mixed in with the cooking, so you can see our travels too. And we're going to start, since we're starting here, we're going to film some of our adventures on the way back as we travel back north. And I hope you guys will subscribe to the channel down there, hit that like button if you like what we're doing, and see some of these end screens up here for some other episodes of the Key West and Denali Backwoods Gourmet Adventure. Thanks for watching.
What's an adventure without a little bit of adversity?
She turns that back around to me a lot now.